On how it's made. Yogurt is one of the healthiest foods you can eat, yet it's full of bacteria. So how does a factory produce a foodstuff that contains a potentially dangerous mix? Candles. For centuries they've been a staple of religion, ritual and romance. But is this age-old technique still relevant in the 21st century? Neon signs. They light up cityscapes and are synonymous with gaudy advertising. But how do you get 80 colours from just 2 coloured gases? And bookbinding. Dating back to 2nd century Egypt, bookbinding is an ancient craft. But how is today's blockbuster put together? But first, it's one of the first solid foods we eat as babies. And therein lies the dichotomy. Yogurt is one of the healthiest foods you can eat, yet it's full of germs, bacteria to be precise. So how does a factory produce a foodstuff that must pass rigorous tests, yet contains a potentially dangerous mix? The first step in making fruit-flavoured yogurt is to inspect the fruit. Workers discard any skin or pips that have slipped through, and any pieces that are discoloured or bruised. The fruit doesn't go into the yogurt as is. First they turn it into jam. To give the jam just the right texture and taste, they have to weigh all the ingredients carefully before pouring them in the mixer. The first ingredient is water, followed by artificial and natural flavouring, and stabilisers to give the jam an even consistency. Certain types of fruit aren't deemed colourful enough on their own, so the factory adds artificial colouring. Next comes 2 types of sugar, fructose and sucrose. The mixer heats everything to 60 degrees Celsius to help dissolve the dry ingredients. The machine pumps out and refeeds the mixture so that it blends evenly. Then more colouring, followed by the fruit, followed by another hour or so of heating and mixing. Then they heat the jam at a minimum of 80 degrees Celsius for another hour to kill off any harmful bacteria. To prepare the yogurt, they mix different powdered milk products with milk and cream. For low-fat yogurts, they use fat-free milk and don't use cream. Once they've blended the ingredients, they heat them to 80 degrees Celsius for half a minute. That's all the time that's needed to pasteurise the mixture. But while it's now bacteria-free, there's another problem. Milk and cream naturally separate because cream is lighter due to its fat content. So the next step is homogenisation, blending the milk and cream together. The homogenizer's pistons crush the fat globules. This enables the 2 liquids to merge. The mixture then goes into fermentation tanks, heated to 45 degrees Celsius. Packets of live bacteria are poured in, bought from a factory that breeds bacterial cultures for the dairy industry. Fermentation takes 6 to 20 hours, depending on the style of yogurt. This factory manufactures the yogurt containers right on the packaging line, using plastic sheets and paper labels. The machine heats the plastic and moulds it into containers. A split second later, it wraps the containers in paper labels. You can view that dual operation best from underneath the machinery. Now they fill the containers with the combination of yogurt and fruit jam. To protect the yogurt from contamination, the air in this part of the machine is strictly controlled and filtered. The bacteria in the yogurt is what's known as good bacteria, the type naturally present in our intestines. They produce a compound called acetaldehyde. That's what gives yogurt its distinctive flavour. The red dots are electronic sensors that verify the fill level. The container covers are made of thin but strong aluminium. First, the sheet of covers passes upside down over a printer, which stamps on the expiry date. Unopened, this yogurt will stay fresh for more than 40 days. Then the sheet of covers turns right side up to be heat sealed onto the containers. Finally, the machine automatically divides the containers according to whatever pack format the factory is producing. The invention of the candle can possibly be credited to the ancient Egyptians, who dipped reeds into animal fat and lit them. Wax candles provide romantic atmosphere, light when there's power failure, and are central to religious ceremonies. But are they still relevant in the 21st century? At the heart of every candle is a wick made from a woven or twisted cotton cord. To stiffen up that limp cord, they run it through a tank of liquid paraffin, a wax derived from petroleum. The cord then passes over a cooling drum, whose cold surface instantly hardens the wax coating. The now rigid cord winds onto a spool, ready to be cut into wicks. There are several candle making methods, all of which work on the simple principle that hot wax turns hard and white when it comes into contact with cold air or a cold surface. This process is called candle pressing. The hot paraffin travels from the holding tank to the set of